keynotes, we have the honor to present Frau Leonore Gewessler for the keynote. So, please applause, and the floor is yours.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for this very nice welcome, and thanks a lot for this inspiring start. I'm really happy to be here in a room full of such innovative ideas and people who want to build bridges. I was just looking whether the bridge is still in the picture. We're back in Vienna on the video. And it's a real honor to be here. So thanks a lot for having me. I am, for those who have an Austrian background, you might know I've spent the last 5 years as a minister responsible for climate action and energy in Austria. I'm now a member of parliament and energy policy spokesperson, and I think I am politics in this room, right? Or is somebody else engaged in that beautiful sector? Okay, so
We need more.
but then even your bridge building is even more important, because it means we need to get the different perspectives together. And I will start with a thank you and an ask, and I will end with a thank you and an ask, because this bridge building exercise and bringing all the people who want to build an energy future and a good energy future together is crucial. And I can tell you, your voice is crucial. It's crucial for all the politicians who want to build the environment, the framework, the enabling environment for the energy transition, because without strong voices from the sector, it is much more difficult to do so. And so I thank you for being here and for being that voice, and a question and a plea: please continue to do so. And I will just give you 5 points from my perspective, because the question I was asked was what's needed to accelerate the energy transition, especially in the CEE region. I will give you 5 points for that, but I think really bringing people together is a starting point for everything. And if you allow me that comment, as a woman in energy policy, I'm absolutely thrilled to see so many women in this room, because this is not at all usual in the energy policy. So thank you also for that.
First session is only women.
First session is only women. Wow, okay, I think that's a premiere for me. So back to the question I was asked to talk about: how to accelerate the energy transition, or how to keep it on course, I might add, or to make it even faster. 5 points, always a word of happiness and a word of caution. First point, for CEE, for the region, for Austria, all the neighboring countries, the EU level is absolutely crucially important. In the last 5 years, we've implemented a number of laws, and I'm super happy I could be part of this policy making at the European level, that help accelerate the energy transition, help accelerate the transition also of the heating sector with, for example, building standards, the mobility sector with emission standards. I helped move it along a bit in founding a like-minded group of countries that were called are still called, hopefully, the Friends of Renewables, where we try to influence European policy making towards the energy transition. Because of course, Austria is not an island, Hungary, Slovakia, all the countries you might be from, they are not islands. They are part of an interconnected energy and electricity system, and so European level is key for that. So it's imperative now that we put all this European policy making that we did the last 5 years into national practice. And this is again where all your voices are needed, because the devil is in the detail, and as all the experts in the field are in the room, I will not talk about a lot of detail now. We can maybe come back to it on the panel debate, but there we need your voice to make sure this is implemented in a good way. Second point, let's not get scared, or let's not get fooled. We're in the middle of a big backlash. Obviously, what's happening now in the energy field and in the energy sector is really a huge transformation. We are rebuilding the European or the regional energy system completely. From, also, no need to explain in this environment, from centralized fossil analog to decentralized renewable digital, and that's quite a change. And of course, we're now in this moment in time where this change is really disruptive, where this change becomes irreversible. And obviously there's a lot of forces that are still back in the old times or make money from fossil fuels that have a big interest not to have this change happen at this speed or at this scale that we are at the moment. So that's nothing, I mean, it doesn't always feel very comfortable if you're advocating for the energy transition, but it's also nothing unusual. In every big transformational journey, if it's a fight for social rights, for political rights, for whatever, there was this moment before we managed to cross the bridge to a renewable energy world, there is the backlash. We are right there. That's again why I need all of you and why we all need all of you to really keep the course and to be a voice for this transition also in the political field, because what we see now is that some parties, notably unfortunately my former coalition partner in Austria at the European level, try to weaken the legislation, and they also succeed in parts, and that is something that we have to work on. And we also saw that in Austria, and Professor Haas will maybe remember, because he did much of the expertise in the policy making, that there's a lot of expertise, there's a lot of legal drafting, but then in the end you need a majority to actually vote the framework that's needed to bring all these ideas into full bloom. And that also, part of it was blocked in the last legislature because we just couldn't take that last hurdle. So there your voice is imperative to make sure it's the future-oriented voices that prevail in the political debate and not the ones who want to go back to the 20th century. The third point, even if I talk about we're just in the middle of a situation where there's a lot of political debate and a lot of fight is a too martial word, but there's a lot of debate around the energy transition. It's happening. That's my number 3 point. It's happening. It's happening all over Europe. It's happening globally. If you look at the investment that's done in countries like yours, like Chile and India, if you look at the numbers in Austria, the energy transition is happening. We installed in 23, in 24, more than 2 gigawatts. Sorry for bigger countries, they will now say 2 gigawatt, what's that? For Austria, this is huge, of photovoltaics in just a year. A number that we thought impossible only 3 or 4 or 5 years ago. When I started, everybody would tell me that you're crazy, that's never ever possible. We showed it's doable. So it's really, the energy transition is happening. Austria 2024, nationally on a balance 95% of renewable electricity. So it's doable and it's happening because also renewables are in many ways a disruptive technology. Well, you know that best in terms of levelized cost of electricity. They are competitive. Cost curves are going down, not going up. So these are the really good news about it. Then I come again to the word of caution, my 4th point. That's again where I need you and all your smartness. We have to pay attention that in the discussion on the energy transition, the system cost doesn't become the excuse for not progressing. And if you look at the European level debate, we hear a lot of talk about redispatch costs, about grid expansion, about all the investment that's needed there. And obviously there is investment needed. We also needed investment to build that bridge, the mobility infrastructure, the energy infrastructure we have now. But we have to make sure that we do this in a very smart way, and that we approach this debate with a lot of smartness. Otherwise, this might draw us back, because and that's where all your ideas, where this interconnection between AI, infrastructure investment, policy making, and all the things you're discussing and thinking about are so crucial, because if we don't only talk about grid expansion, but smart grids, and I know Professor Haas will yawn, because we've been talking about that for how many years? Okay, I would say 20, but he's more optimistic than I. So we've been talking about that for a very long time, but I think now is the window of opportunity to make this actually a reality, because we have the tools, we have the ideas, and we have the necessity to act. But I think this is an area where we really have to make sure that the whole system transformation, so not only adding the renewable bit, but the whole system transformation is done in a smart way. And for this, and with this I will end, because I had 10 minutes and I'm almost on time. My fifth point, collaboration is key. The look across sectors is key. The interaction between startups. Who's from a startup here?
Raise hand, startups, you there also.
So all the big utilities look at the startups, huh? Because you can need them. All the interaction between fresh ideas and established players, between academia and the business sector, and between all of you and the policy sector is really crucial, and that's why I think conferences like this can be a really good starting point. And I'll end it here, not only because of time, because you will hear more of me on the panel, so I will add some of the detail and some more words of caution on the panel. But for this, thank you for having me, and looking forward to really inspiring debates. Thanks a lot.